I completed my first half Ironman with no swimming or biking experience. So what I'm gonna do is break down each event and how I performed with minimal training to complete my first 70.3. So starting off, the swim event was probably the most intimidating event for myself because I have had absolutely zero experience when it comes to swimming, besides just jumping in the pool in the summertime or just jumping in the ocean just to cool off at the beach. So I've never swam more than like over 100 meters or 100 yards in one setting. So this was the most intimidating for me. And once I got there, the course was shaped like an M. So it's an M-shaped course. So once you swim all the way out there, it's about 700 yards or 700 meters out. I remember just looking back and being like, oh my God, I need to swim back. And I almost had a panic attack. But what kept me focused was just putting my head down and just swimming and focusing on each stroke and each breath to push myself through the swim. There was multiple times where I had my goggles kicked off, I got punched in the face. So my one piece of advice is I swim in the 45-minute group. I should have swum in a faster group because I ended up finishing much quicker than I anticipated. And my biggest issue was I kept catching up to people. And as I caught up to people, I'd have to stop and readjust and kind of see which way I wanted to go. So you're probably gonna swim faster than you expected. At least that was my case, so I was pretty proud of myself. We ended up finishing the swim in about 44 minutes, and my goal was to hit 60 minutes. Out of the water, seeing 44 minutes on the clock, I was pumped. I was on a high. The transition from the swim to the bike was an uphill battle barefoot, and I just remember feeling so dizzy getting out of the water because when you're just horizontal the whole time and you're just swimming, barely breathing, it's gonna hit you all at once. So take your time or just swim more because I only swam 16 sessions prior to my half Ironman. So I was pretty pumped and proud of myself. I just wish I trained a little bit harder. As I got to the transition station, I noticed there was a chair. Someone put a chair there, and that was probably the highlight of the transition because taking off the wetsuit was super easy because what I did was I just pulled it down and I sat down and I was able to pull it off. And if I didn't have that chair, I would have had to sit down, recoup, and get up. And one of the biggest mistakes I made with transitioning on the bike was I grabbed a protein bar. So as I was still trying to catch my breath, hopping on my bike and I was pedaling away, I was trying to chug down this protein bar. And I just remember just choking it down for the first 10 minutes. So don't do that. I thought I needed the calories, but you can wait until like some chill point in your ride to eat the protein bar. Overall, I was super pumped with my performance on the bike. My goal was 3 hours and 30 minutes. I ended up completing the bike in 3 hours and 15 minutes. Towards the end of the bike is where I made the biggest mistake, which was I didn't finish my water. So all my training sessions prior to this event, I would finish about 110 ounces of water, and I missed 30 ounces on this bike ride. And I think it was just because I was so focused on just trying to pass people and pedal as fast as I could. And I noticed towards the end of the bike, my quad started to cramp up. So I knew this was gonna be a factor because during my training, whenever my quad cramped up, it was over once I got to the run during my brick workouts. So as I got to the transition station, I knew I should have took a break, but I didn't. I had a Thorogun waiting for me to use. I should have took 5 minutes just to massage out my leg and recover, but I didn't. I wanted to get going and finish the next event. I felt great, I was pumped. I just completed 2 events above the times or faster than the times that I planned to hit. So I was on pace to break my goal time. Now this is just a personal problem of mine, but the bike is probably the worst event out of all the 3 because I have radiculopathy, if that's how you say it, in my legs and my arms. So my legs went numb. I started getting zingers to my feet. They felt like they were on fire. So just the sheer pain of just pushing through the bike was horrible. So getting off that bike was such a relief. So highly recommend if you are injured like myself to focus more on mobility and stretching, something that I wish I've done in my previous years as a young athlete competing in wrestling and sports at a high level. I didn't prioritize stretching. I just prioritized lifting and getting strong, which is why my body is messed up. And on top of that, the military. The military puts you in these crazy situations that your body is not warmed up or prepared for, and you're just bound to get injured. I tracked all of my training and my race with my Garmin Fenix 7, which I got at GovX, and I got it at a pretty good discount. A lot of the products from Garmin are up to 44% off on GovX. You just need to be part of a few groups to get access, and it's free. You need to be military, police officer, firefighter, teacher, or government employee, and that gets you access to a bunch of discounts to save money. And we know how much you love to save money, especially with times like now with the inflation. So just head to my profile, click the link, sign up for your free GovX account, and start saving money now. So yeah, have a plan, make sure to finish your water, drink all your electrolytes, because if you don't, you're going to regret it for the run. So this is where it all went downhill. About a half mile into the run, I was cruising. I was doing about 8:50 pace. I felt strong, I felt good. I wasn't winded whatsoever. And then my quad started to cramp, my right quad. So then I had to stop. I'm talking like dead leg quad where it hurt to just bend down and squat because of the sheer tightness that was in my quad. And there was a guy that ran by me. He's like, "Hey man, do you need some cramp it fix or whatever?" And I was like, "Yes, please." And he gave me some stuff, and I tried to just shoot this liquid stuff, and you're supposed to mix it with water, but it was just straight salt. But I think it's what pushed me through the rest of the race. Now, it wasn't by any means easy because I ended up finishing at like 11 something pace per mile, and my goal was like between an 8 to 10 minute pace. And towards the end of the run, the last 4 miles, both of my quads started cramping up, and I started feeling cramps in my calves. So there were plenty of points and plenty of times where I was like, man, I just want to quit. But I was like, man, I signed up for this. I'm going to finish this. So we just kept pushing, kept running, run, walk. And I knew at this point I wasn't going to hit my goal. My goal now was just to finish. So as we got towards the end, there's the finish line. And you see all these pictures, these videos of these textbook finishes, people just running across like, hell yeah. And I'm cruising, I'm like, I got this good pace going, and I just start to feel my quads cramp. And I'm like, okay, don't do it to me now. We're at the end. And then I start to feel my calves cramping. And right at the finish line, they all seize up at once, and I stop, and I have to take a break and like bend over, touch my toes, try to stretch out my quads. Everybody's like, you're almost there, keep running, what are you doing? I physically couldn't run. My quads were so cramped. So as you see in the video, I'm crossing the finish line. This is not textbook finish at all. My body is in pain, but we finished the race. 6 hours, 49 minutes. This was just a random goal that came up this past year that I'm super proud of taking on because I was so scared of doing the swimming. Not only that, this is such a financial commitment that I didn't realize it, but once I was committed, once I paid for that race, I was all in. And if you guys want to see a video of me breaking down how much I spent for this Ironman, let me know. I'll be happy to go through every single thing I purchased, from the goos, the training gear, the bike, the swim gear, everything from A to Z, and just to give you guys an insight on what to expect or anticipate when signing up for an Ironman, because it is a financial commitment. So if you guys like this video, please smash that thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for future content. We're gonna continue to just document me doing things in life, because that's what life is all about. It's about just taking on different challenges and just putting yourself in comfortable situations. Like, what is the point of life if you're gonna wake up and live the same 100 days over and over? Something that I saw Alex Hormozy say, so it kind of just stuck in my head. I was like, why would you wanna do that? So my goal in life is just to continue to try new things. Doesn't have to be fitness, it could be anything within reason. But yeah, with that, take care. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and good to see you guys back. I still owe you a breakdown of my last year goals because we did crush a lot of goals, and I'm excited to share with you guys what we accomplished and what you can accomplish just by putting your head down and focusing on one thing at a time. See y'all later.